You see, what I was saying was that, see, when it comes to structure, and particularly like black males, because I feel like that is really one of the major or the most significant things that black males, especially and particularly urban, inner city black males suffer from, is a lack of discipline, but as well as the young black female. But understand this, from my own life experience, what I learned is that for a child to grow up under any type of structure, sometimes even if that structure is abusive, but it's structure in the house, it means that the child has to do certain things even when the child doesn't want to. And a child can't do certain things even when the child wants to, right? Now again, even if it's kind of abusive, not to the point to where I guess it totally destroys the child on a psychological and emotional level, but I'm saying, but even if the atmosphere is a bit extreme in a sense, sometimes you have extreme examples of I guess you say leadership or whatever, right? But anyway, if for a child to grow up on any type of structure of discipline, it's better than to not grow up under any at all. Reason being because what happens in that training, because that is a training. You feel what I'm saying? What happened is that the child is receiving a type of program in a sense that is teaching that child how to exercise and exhibit a certain level of self-discipline when need be to carry out certain tasks and obligations. So when an individual has been brought up a certain kind of way to carry out, to be able to display discipline and carry out tasks, when they've been brought up a certain way, programmed a certain way, when they get older or as they get older, they begin to to reincorporate those things, and they turn lemon into lemonade, somewhat to say. They say, turn a bad thing to a good thing. So even though the environment may have been a bit unhealthy, a bit extreme under some circumstances, right? Even though it wasn't maybe totally the best, what it did still give the child is a bit of structure and discipline, because with that discipline, that child can take any level of information, any level of understanding, any level of knowledge, and benefit from it and profit off of it. You see, for myself, I didn't grow up under discipline. I didn't grow up under structure like that. My last probably example of like home structure, loving structure or whatever from someone like a relative or something like that was probably like around all the way up to about the 4th grade, I'd say. I lived with my uncle for a brief moment, but beyond that point, it didn't really last long. I think I stayed with him maybe like a year or something like that. But then I was already like 15 years old or something. So at that point, I'd been without it for so long. He understood it, and he understood how it was so difficult for me to function under, that type of structure. Even though I wasn't disrespectful, yet still I bucked it under every opportunity. I crawled out windows and all kind of stuff at night. You sneak out from cars and shit like that. So, but my main discipline and structure happened under controlled environments, incarceration. And you see, that's different though. You see, when the individual has to be forced, and it's different than like a child, because a child, that's a different type of training. Now, true enough, even though as an adult, even to be in a forced environment, you still get a level of discipline, and you still get some techniques and principles of discipline and structure. However, to apply it at such a late time is a lot more difficult. You know how they say can't teach the old dog dirty trick. The thing about that is that it's just harder to break old habits. It's hard to break not necessarily old conscious habits. It's those unconscious, subconscious programs and habits that are reinforcing us in ways so where, like, if you're a habitual late person, you're always late to something, and you keep telling yourself, I need to tighten up on this, but I'm always late. Then that's an example of what I'm saying. Is that there's somewhere that there's a lack of discipline on that person's end to not be disciplined enough to do all that the individual needs to do to be on time. Whether it's going to sleep at night, it's preparing, it's so on and so forth. And again, all of that requires a certain level of self-imposed discipline. And a lot of us have to be forced. That's why, like, it's a last minute. We do things, and I mean, we've made like a habit, or we become habitual at doing things at the last minute. Like, even for myself, again, when I never studied for tests in school, I used to always, like, on the day of the test, I'm gonna hurry up and get in class and cram through all my notes real quick and just memorize almost everything. Just, I don't talk to nobody. Right during the time of everybody sitting down and getting ready for class, and before the bell ring for class to start, I'm getting ready, and I'm ready. I'm studying up until the point the teacher say, "Put all your stuff and clear your desk," and I passed my test that way. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is that what I didn't realize was happening was that, again, I was circumventing the process, or some of the most significant tools that I would have attained through just studying and preparing beforehand. You know, the discipline it would have took to do that, to sacrifice going outside, to sacrifice hanging with the little homies, you know, sacrifice all that to study, and you know, because I'm not just really passing the test. I'm not really learning, you know, because when you study like that, you really start to understand and learn some things. So I'm not just really learning what I'm studying, but I'm also equipping myself with certain principles and techniques that are going to prove to be more vital as an adult, you know, later down the line. So discipline is definitely very important, and it's one of the things that, you know, I'm saying Black America because I'm most concerned about Black America. It doesn't mean that we are exclusive, but it's one of the things that's hurting us a lot.